These are the 8 best preserved Roman buildings outside of Italy. The Pont du Gard. This Roman aqueduct stretches over the Gardon River in southeastern France. It was built sometime in the 1st century AD to carry water some 50 kilometers to the city of Nimes. The aqueduct carried an estimated 40,000 cubic meters of water each day to the city to fuel its fountains, baths, and the homes of its citizens. It remained in use up until the 6th century, which correlates with the decrease in population of Nimes, so its function as a water source might have been lessened. But it remains largely intact due to its second purpose, which was as a toll bridge. For centuries, local lords maintained the structure for that purpose. Over time, however, some stone bricks were looted, and the aqueduct was in serious danger in the 17th century due to a lack of upkeep. However, in the 18th century, it attracted increased interest and became an important tourist destination. It underwent a series of renovations in the 18th to 21st centuries. The Temple of Augustus and Livia. This temple was built in Vienna, France, in the former Roman colony of Colonia Julia. It was built around 10 BC and dedicated to Rome's first emperor, Augustus. However, it was later rededicated to Augustus' wife, Livia, by the 4th Emperor Claudius. The reason why it's so well preserved is because it was converted into a church, perhaps as early as in the 5th century. And it has been in use throughout the Middle Ages and was later converted into a storehouse and into a museum. Porta Nigra. This massive gatehouse is located in Trier, Germany. This was one of the 4 city gates to the Roman city of Trier. Its Roman name has been lost to time, but it's usually called Porta Nigra for its dark grey sandstone used in its construction. There are traces that suggest that this imposing gate was never completely finished, for unknown reasons. However, during the Middle Ages, the gate was no longer in use, and the locals started to reuse the stones for other buildings, and broke out the iron and lead braces from the stones. Traces of this can still be seen in the building today. To prevent further damage to the building, it was converted into a church. However, Napoleon later dissolved the church and restored the structure to its old Roman form, which we can see today. This temple to the wine god Bacchus is located in Baalbek, Lebanon. It was commissioned by Emperor Antoninus Pius sometime during his reign. It has been presumably unused since its original purpose as a Roman temple, and was probably closed down sometime during the 4th century AD, when the Roman Empire started to prosecute the pagan religion. The temple was first excavated by a German team in 1898 and was restored and reconstructed by the Lebanese government in 1920. The temple is enriched by some of the most refined reliefs that have survived from antiquity. The Amphitheater of Nimes. This amphitheater was built 100 AD and is one of the best preserved Roman amphitheaters in the world. It could hold up to 24,000 spectators in its heyday, and is still in use today to put on concerts, bullfights, and reenactments from antiquity. With the decline in popularity of gladiatorial games in the 3rd century and with the increased threat from the outside, the arena was converted into a defensive structure and became an important part of the city's defenses, and it remained as a fortress throughout the Middle Ages. However, in the 14th century the arena had lost its military value, but it still remained a residential area until it was cleared and restored in the 18th century, but the restoration wasn't complete until the 19th century to the form we see today. Located in Aspendos, Turkey, this is considered to be one of the, if not the, best preserved Roman theaters from antiquity. It was built during the reign of Marcus Aurelius, and its architecture was based on a project created by Zeno, a Greek architect born in Aspendos. This theatre displays a mix between Roman and Greek architectural styles. It's built into the hillside, which is common in Greek theatres. However, the scene is cut off from the outside world with the Skene building, which is a Roman feature. It could seat up to 8,000 people. The theatre was restored in the 13th century by the Seljuk Turks and was later used as a palace, and it was further restored by the first president of Turkey, Atatürk, in the 1930s, which stirred up some controversy among historians and architects. And this theatre is still in use today to put on concerts. Maison Carree, or the square house as it translates to, is probably the absolutely best preserved Roman temple outside of Italy. This is a textbook example of how a Roman temple should look like according to the Roman architect of Vitruvius. The temple was dedicated to Gaius and Lucius Caesar, adopted sons of Augustus and the two candidates to become the next emperors. However, they both died young. The construction probably began around 19 BC and was commissioned by Gaius and Lucius' biological father, Marcus Agrippa. After the fall of the Roman Empire, the building remained in near constant use throughout the centuries. It's been a church, town hall, archives, and even a stable, until it became a museum in 1823. The Aqueduct of Segovia. This is one of the best preserved Roman aqueducts of its kind. It transported water to the city of Segovia from Rio Frio, a river some 17 kilometers away. The exact construction date of this magnificent aqueduct is unknown, but sometime around 100 AD seemed to be the consensus. This monument is unique in that it serves its original purpose still today, long after the fall of the Roman Empire, and it hasn't been converted for different purpose. Hello everyone, and thanks for watching this video. If you're new here to SPQR history, we love everything Roman history, so if that's a topic that interests you, I would encourage you to subscribe to this YouTube channel and like the video.